What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I see my girl Mika. She says, hola, AD. What up, Mika? If y'all want to catch Mika, you could either catch her on her platform, Red Cup Talks with Mika, and you can come and catch her tonight on After Hours because it's going to be a great day. What's up to my friends in the building? You know, y'all get in a better mood when the weather change. When it started getting warmer outside, y'all get in a better mood. What is that? What is that? I get in a better mood once the weather change. What's going on, Room 9? Yeah, I'm going to talk about that, Michael. I am going to talk about that first, actually. We got a lot to cover. It's a lot happening in the news. A little bit of trickle in there, a little bit of trickle here. Things are happening all across the board. What's good, friends and family? How do y'all feel? Our streets, I love you. Where you been at, our streets? I don't think I've been seeing you as much as I've been wanting to see you in the chat. I don't know. I don't know. Kennedy Richards says, what up, Anton and the Bag Chasers? Kennedy, where your profile picture at? Tranny Life, everybody responds to Room 9. I am the leader of Room 9 and the king of the Bag Chasers. What's going on? See, people think that they Room 9 and they Room 9 by themselves. No. Do you know that Room 9 is a blessing? Let me sell this to y'all real quick. Let me sell y'all. Let me see how good of a salesperson that I am. What's up, Jesse? What up, Malk? What up, Visionary? K Cooper, your car, all of my friends, I see y'all. Let me see if I can sell this to y'all real quick. It is a blessing to be a part of Room 9. Not only because I know that a lot of people may not even be familiar with what Room 9 is. So let me educate you. Room 9 was the room that was in the middle of the hallway. It was between 1 and 18. There was a room that was in the middle of the hallway, and it was the closest to the bathroom. Why? Because the kids that were deemed to be a little bit slower, some of them was a little bit stronger, maybe they were, or maybe they had some talents that people didn't recognize. Have y'all ever seen Mr. Glass, Unbreakable, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson? He was really fragile with his bones, but he was incredibly smart. Bruce Willis, his weakness was water, but he had super incredible strength. And then they brought it all together and all of that stuff. But the point is that the whole idea of Room 9 is two things. It's two things. And this is what makes us special. You know how they used to say we were special needs, special ed, special education? You're getting a special education. Nah, just put that helmet on that boy. What makes Room 9 special? And the reason that I say I am the leader and the king of Room 9 and the bag chasers, all right? What makes Room 9 special is A, you focus on the things that you're great at. It's symbolic, all right? It doesn't mean that you're retarded. It doesn't mean that you're crazy. It's symbolic. It's figurative, meaning that you focusing on the things that you're great at. Contrary to popular belief, most people are regular, and most regular people have issues. All of us. We all have issues. I just so happen to be the person with the microphone right now. And so it seems crazy when I say things and I say, man, ABC, or man, these hoes is crazy, or man, I got boxolitis, so I learned how to have discipline. It's recognizing where your weaknesses are and leveraging your strengths while at the same time mitigating the problems and the issues and the self-inflicted wounds that you would have for yourself. So if you recognize that you have this issue, but then you lean more into the thing that makes you great, then it helps you to excel. It separates you from regular. Who wants to be regular? I don't want to be regular. I've never wanted to be regular in my entire life. Who wants to be regular? Nobody wants to be regular. We want to be loved. We want to be, and you know how I know you don't want to be regular? Because that dopamine hit that you get when you get the like button on your Instagram posts, that gets you going. When somebody say, hey man, you did good at that, that gets you going. When a woman get with you, when she say you deserve this box, that gets you going. And so it doesn't mean that you're slow. It means that you're focusing on their strengths and very minimal time on your weaknesses. That's the first reason why Room 9 is dope. The second reason why Room 9 is dope is because we don't care what everybody else is doing. You know, the one thing that I looked at those kids at in Room 9 that was a little bit slower than everybody else, and they stayed in the same classroom. When you walk past and you looked in the window, because most of the time they kept the door shut. When you walked past and you looked in the window, they was having fun the whole time. They didn't even know that you was focused and you was having problems and you was having issues. Don't feel sorry for slower people. They don't know that they're slow. They're just having a good time. They are probably more free than people every single day, regular everyday people that have these crazy lives. We were all supposed to be Room 9 in the first place. I bet you didn't know that. I'm not gaslighting you, T-Dot. We were all supposed to be Room 9. You didn't know that? God told us not to even eat from that tree. He said, listen, just walk around naked, be crazy, have a lot of sex, go and name some animals. The ground is going to till itself for you. It's going to automatically water itself. You ain't got to worry about kids. We going to take care of that for you. God the Father, the Holy Spirit, we got you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the knowledge of truth, good and evil, right? You don't want to become a guy like me. This is problematic. I got to go out here and I got to deal with all of this nonsense. We were supposed to be Room 9ers. We were supposed to be chilling. No, but you wanted to go and get beguiled by the serpent. And so now you're forever inflicted. Now you always got to. Have you ever been in a space where you say, man, the more I know, the less I want to know? It's a gift and a curse. It's always a balance. It's a yin and a yang. I see people on the internet that say, man, I wish I could go back to being a kid. I wish I can go back to being a kid. I hear people, okay, so why do people say that they wish they can not have no bills, that they can go back, stay with their parents, not go back and be a kid? You know why? Because it's stressful. It's stressful. The more you know, the more you realize how everything is messed up. I want to be in a bubble. I want to be in the bubble. I look to God to make sure that he guides me and take care of me. I'm stress free every day. I don't even think about what's happening tomorrow. I make smart decisions that hopefully pay off in 10 years. I always make informed investments. But at the same time, I am living in the moment. I am crazy every single day. I be toxic. I be crazy. I be trying to figure out where I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm going to be here tomorrow as far as traveling to this place or traveling to that place. I woke up this morning and said, you know what? I don't want to wait on the navigator that I ordered. I'm going to go ahead and order a new one. I'm going to have them switch my deposit. And I looked on the internet and I said, you know what? That one over there, that Lincoln dealership, they got the one exactly that I want. Let me call them and see if I can buy that one right now, today. I don't even think for tomorrow. I am living and enjoying every single day like it's my last. I enjoy every moment, every emotion. I be high, I be low, and then I wake up and when I wake up in the morning, most days I be thinking to myself, that was a heck of a day yesterday. It was a good day to be alive. Then I look over, make sure the right person is in my bed. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, baby. Oh, y'all should be at the meetup. Y'all make sure y'all at the meetup. I'm telling you, everybody that I done had tens of meetups, and everybody will tell you I am the same way in person, probably more, as I am on the internet. I just be having a good time. I have a good time. I leave it on the flow. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I ain't trying to convince nobody. I'm probably never going to see that person again ever in my life. It's good to be in the bubble. It's good to not even know. Even if you think that you're smart, it's a whole lot of people that's way smarter than you. And a lot of times they look slow. They get criticized. That's why the cool kid, that's why the smart kid got teased in school, because most of the people that was around the smart kid to the smart kid was room 9. Brittany, it's the end of June. I'm giving y'all time to get yourself together. On June 1st, June 2nd, I'm going to tell y'all the exact rooftop that we're going to be on. To the person that is smart, that is getting teased by a bunch of crazy, stupid kids that don't even know they right from they left, that person knows, okay, that person probably going to be in jail. He going to have a bunch of baby mamas. He going to go on a run and be the escaped inmate. He probably know everything that y'all don't know. And he cursed with knowledge because he too busy trying to focus on trying to contain his knowledge, and everybody else is teasing him. But to y'all, you room 9 to him. You're stupid to him. And here's the blessing. Here's the blessing. And then we're going to get started with the show. As much as I joke about us being room 9 because we live in a bubble and it's a mindset, think about all of the dusties that come in here and try to say, oh, you're crazy or this and that. Think of how room 9 they are. Think about all of the people that are super racist and don't even realize that they've created a construct for themselves that keeps them in this space to keep being poor by focusing on the things that we can't control, like our looks, like our gender, like whatever race we were born, like whatever it is. They focus so much on the things that they can't even control, while we focus on running up a bag because they don't even understand that it's a class war, not a race war, not a gender war. Look how room 9, when they come in here and they be in the chat, and that's why I say don't block them, we laugh at them. We be like, listen, don't block them. Let them make an embarrassment of themselves. Look how stupid these people are. They're room 9 to they room 8.5 to us. See, look at Malik. Malik come in every single day. He makes sure he capitalizes the first 3 letters. You know what I'm saying? Malik. Look at him. His name is Malik. We know where he from. We know, you know what I'm saying? His mama named him Malik. For God's sakes. He couldn't get a job as a finance bro if he wanted to. Malik was born with limited options, all because his mother was probably a crackhead and then they had a crack baby, and then they named him Malik. Malik never had a chance. His name is Malik Two Turned. It's Malik Two Turned. What would it benefit me? Look at this. Watch this. Look. How would it benefit me to go back and forth with Malik Two Turned? His name is Malik Two Turned. Would you be offended if Malik Two Turned actually said something negative to you and was like, you ain't on code? Why would I want to be on code with Malik Two Turned? And I don't even diss Malik. I think that Malik should come back every single day. And we like Malik because Malik is a little bit slow. And he never had a chance. And we recognize that he never had a chance. But he don't know that his mama didn't love him. He thought that the drama and the crimes that his mama committed while at the same time smoking crack while she was getting pregnant with him was something beneficial to him. So Malik think it's cool to go back to the hood, and because the hood made me. And the same hood that made him a crack baby, he think it's cool. His name is Malik. He never had a chance. He was born behind the 8 ball. What the hell am I supposed to be tripping about? He was born to be retarded. The only thing Malik got to do is live up to the stereotype. Why would I fight him? You gonna fight somebody to prevent themselves from not getting a job? Man, put the fries in a bag. Ain't nobody thinking about your insult. Man, if you don't put that armor on my tires, what you think? I don't want to hear your opinion. Man, you missed the spot. Go get that armor on. Did you clean the that's why do you know why the McDonald's machine is always broke? The ice cream machine at McDonald's? Because they hired niggas like Malik to do it. They hired Malik. He got a role to play. He got a purpose on this earth. Move them chairs, mop that floor, clean the fry machine, clean the ice cream machine. And wash your hands every time you use the bathroom. Keep on coming out the bathroom without washing your hands. You see that sign? He got a purpose to play. What you think? You think I'm supposed to argue with him? Malik, man, I don't like what you said about me. Do you argue with people that's slower than you? Do you sit there and go back and forth? That's how I look at the culture. You think I'm supposed to respond? Listen, it's always going to be more of them than us. It's always slower people. It's always more broke people. It's always going to be more retarded people. It's always going to be people that is slower than you. They're going to be in mass. And they breed like crazy. They're roaches. They breed. They just hump on each other. Don't matter the weather. Don't matter if they ain't got no power in their house. Don't matter how many bugs is crawling around. Don't matter if the kids are still around. They just humping. That's what they do. That's what they do. Poor people have a lot of sex. It's the honest to God truth. Poor people have a lot of sex. They don't have no other thing, nothing else to do. Video game sex. Video game sex. Eviction, video game sex. Repossession, video game sex. As long as he got his PlayStation, that's all that matters. Man, give Malik his PlayStation back, bro. Only thing they pay for is high internet. High speed internet. That's all they do. That's all they do, bro. And look at him. Look, Ray, no profile photo. They all the same. They're all the same. Look, he's typing in caps. He's typing in caps. They're all the same. They don't even exist. They're It's just life, bro. It's just life. So let them crash out. Let them crash out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we are called Room 9. That's why we call Room 9, y'all. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. They keep them a broken remote controller. Keep throwing it at the wall every time they lose. Stay at Best Buy. Let me read some of y'all cash apps and super chats, and we're going to get started with the show. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. Hey, what's Jaguar Rights Cash App? Y'all know what Jaguar Rights Cash App is? Everybody, what's Jaguar Rights Cash App? I feel like somebody is scamming me. Oh, of course that's not her. Y'all, they got new scams popping. I think I did a good job selling y'all on everything. Shout out to Maria Portiz says Alice Marie Johnson is the border czar, is the pardon czar. Shout out to that, Miss Johnson. I want to give a shout out to Mike that dude. Shout out to Mike that dude. I appreciate you. And Cedric Johnson says, just to support the show. Thank you, Ced. I appreciate you, big dog. Let me block these people creating new cash apps trying to get some money. Decline. People stealing. Decline. I'm going to have to clip up that last one where I was talking about Malik. I got to clip that one up. That was slapping. Decline. Shout out to Gone Postal also. I appreciate you, Gone Postal. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. Again, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. P. Shank says, what it do, Anton? Good morning to the Anton Daniels and the Millionaire Morning Show. Room 9. See that? Room 9. Talk about it. EB Miles says, AD, I've got beef with you from Room 9. Where's the Patreon exclusive? I was exhausted yesterday, but I am going to post it today. I promise. Listen, if I don't post it today, then you guys can hold me accountable. I'll give out $1,000, $100 a piece. I promise you. I was exhausted yesterday. I was spent. That's a good explanation, Ant, but I'm still not accepting the Room 9 label. Says that she suffered. What up, sister? What up, what up, what up? Says, good morning, Mr. Anton Daniels and the Chasers. I appreciate the sales pitch. So what we doing is a Room 9 rebrand? I don't know. Tony Williams says, Anton, you are ignorant sometimes. Shout out to my Chicago brethren. Lex, please, says Mr. Anton, good morning to you, sir. Would like to email you as soon as possible about something. God bless you and your team and your family. AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. Mods, put that in the chat. Shout out to Lex, please. Lex, you kind of look kind of nice. I like that. Chris Cunningham says he was born in the backyard, in their backyard of an 8-ball. Behind the 8-ball. Oh, yeah, and just for the support. Thank you, Lex. Email me. Hey, Mods, put the email in the chat. I appreciate everybody that hold me down. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Brothers Keeper says, I just want to see, I love you all. Shout out to the love. The love is in the building. And we going on the I Choose You 2 tour. Instead, we can forget about that 30 million, J Benton. One thing I promise you when we link up, a lot of good energy, a lot of drinks, and a lot of laughs. Shout out to my dog, J Ben. All right? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get started with the show. We want to spend 10 minutes on this first subject. The Tate brothers I thought I was looking at a glitch when I seen this because I was like, nah, wait a minute. Is this an old story? This can't be a new story. But they are being charged with rape and trafficking and a whole lot of other stuff. Check it out. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
The British government has charged Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan with rape and human trafficking, among other charges. The BBC reports the Crown Prosecution Service filed the charges after receiving new evidence against the far-right influencer brothers from a regional police station. Andrew Tate faces 10 charges connected to 3 alleged victims, while Tristan faces 11 charges connected to 1 alleged victim, on allegations dating back between 2012 and 2015, according to reports. The brothers have previously rejected the UK allegations, saying they are, quote, very innocent men. Despite also facing similar charges in their country of residence, Romania, the British-American brothers were allowed to return to the United States in February. At the time, Andrew said of the charges against them,
"We live in a democratic society where it's innocent until proven guilty, and I think my brother and I are largely misunderstood. There's a lot of opinions about us, a lot of things that go around about us on the internet. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever."
Reports say they have since returned to Romania, where they face charges of sex with a minor and trafficking. They both deny the allegations. According to the BBC, those charges will be handled after the criminal cases are concluded in Romania. For Inside Edition.
So, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, who, let me go on record by saying that I do not believe even a little bit that these guys have done what they're accusing them of. I also want to ask a question to the chat, and my question to the chat is this. These are charges in the UK. All right, these are charges in the UK. The UK, notoriously, they got an extension from Trump in order to negotiate better trade deals. But these are charges in the UK. With them being in Romania and traveling back and forth between the United States and Romania, can they be shipped back to the United Kingdom in order to face charges from Romania? Somebody give me some insight on that. Somebody give me some insight on that. And these charges and allegations are from like 2011 to 2013 or something like that. It's from like something from 10 to 12 years ago. Could they be charged in the UK? This is not old. This is not old. This is very new. I agree with you, Jeremy. I think that people are just suing them. I think that they just after them. But see, this is why you can't get too big, because when you get too big, then you become notorious. When you become notorious, you become a target. This is why a lot of people that have money and have resources have decided that they no longer want to be at the forefront, or this is where silent wealth comes from. There's so many different reasons why people choose not to be in the spotlight when they get resources, when they get rich. Unfortunately, for some people, the visibility comes with it because that's attached to the service that you offer, right? Meaning that if you do something and your image is one of the ways in which you make money or resources, which obviously they are, and you start to become notorious because people don't necessarily care for you, then that can negatively affect you, because that visibility can be the same thing that takes you down. Visibility makes you a target. Why do women then file civil suits, for example, against men that they don't necessarily agree with? Well, it's because the visibility makes you a target. That's why they say that wealth is silent, because most people would prefer not to have what comes along with it. Contrary to popular belief, you couldn't imagine how crazy it could be, the fact that you can't even go outside. Do you know that people like Leonardo DiCaprio or even Andrew Tate or even Obama's? I've seen a video of Barack and Michelle Obama, and they was like in Chicago. They was going to visit somebody. I don't even know who they was going to visit or whatever. But Barack and Michelle Obama had went back to Chicago, put our politics aside for a second and be able to understand what I'm saying. They went back to Chicago for whatever reason. And people was like, oh, the Secret Service is around. Oh, they over in that house. It was a crowd that started to gather just to get a glimpse of them walking from the door over to the car for the Secret Service, and then for them to just drive away. People can't walk down the street. If you walk down the street, then they pulling out their camera. They waiting for you to say something stupid. And there's people on the internet is going to say, see, it's giving. It's giving entitled. It's giving this. It's giving that. If you ever become successful, be careful what you ask for. It's a lot of people that pray for fame. People pray for visibility. They pray for fame. They don't know how to handle it. When I see people all the time that become famous for whatever reason, they could be a streamer, they could be a YouTuber, they could be an entertainer, and they don't know how to handle it. And so then when people come up to them, they may get the big head, but then at the same time, they may only be by themselves. People come up and they say, what up? Oh, hey, what's going on? And then they have a bad attitude as a result of it. You can't have a bad day when you get visibility, because all it takes is one person to have a negative disposition about you, and then it starts another rumor. Rumors has been started about me, and I don't even, with no proof, nobody can say anything. They just like, yep, that's what he is. Yep. Exposed. It can just be a rumor. That's just the end of the conversation. No paperwork, no nothing. Imagine getting into a situation where somebody have a bad interaction with you. You can't have a bad day. I've had tough days, super tough days, where life be life and it be a life event that's happening. Somebody in my family, you know what I'm saying, is going through it, and then it comes over to me, and then I got to go send them some money, or somebody go to jail or something. And then somebody walk up to you and they don't know, it's not their fault. Hey, what's going on? Oh man, I seen you online, man. And then they say something like this: man, I seen you online, bro. I rock with your content or whatever, bro. Can we flick it up? You know what you got to do? Smile. You learn how to get a pose. Facts, ABJ's wise, smooth, wise, strong and smooth. Wise, strong and smooth. ABJ's wise and strong. You learn how to get a pose. You know what the pose is? They get on the right side, you get on the left side, you take a pose, you always point at them like this. You learn not to actually put your hands on, behind them or anything like that. These are things that you learn that you were never taught, because most people don't have training, media training, for what it takes when you start to get visibility. So you just do the pose. It's the same, you get the pose. Man, it don't matter how you feel. It's the same thing when it comes to businesses. Because nobody cares about whether or not your mama died or your daddy died or you got issues or your kids is bad or they got kicked out of school. You know what they want? They want their chicken. They want their hair done. That's why people hate hairdressers. People change hairdressers more than anything. Women change nail techs and they change hairdressers. You know why? Because most of the time, women business owners, they life be lifing and they let it affect what they do for a living. And so the hairdresser is always like, oh, I had to drop my kids off of school. Oh, I had to do this. Oh, I had to do that. That's why they're bad business owners. They're horrible business owners. You know why? Because nobody cares about your life circumstances. They want what they want from you. Whatever the services that they pay for, whatever it is that you're doing, or whatever your celebrity is, they have an expectation of what you're supposed to be like, and they want it tomorrow. They want it yesterday. I don't believe that these guys did what they said that they're doing. The Romanian government has been after these guys forever. They tried to take their cars. They tried to bankrupt them. They tried to do all of that. I believe that people are mad at the fact that they can't continue to feminize men, and these guys represent the anti of whatever it is that society is going towards as far as a liberal perspective. Over in the UK, over in Romania, they don't want these guys to continue. I think it's a war on men, honestly. I think that Andrew and Tristan Tate is an exemplification of the war on men. It is at a very high level. This is a war on masculinity. Forget men. It's a war on masculinity. When I see every single government in the freaking world is trying to go after these guys, get the heck out of there. They don't even be in the UK. They don't even be in the UK. Tiff for Tat said these guys represent creeps. Why? How do they represent creeps? And they've never, ever, there's not one shred of evidence that has ever been presented to show that these guys has did something that they're not supposed to do. Why are they creeps all of a sudden? Why? Because the media told you that they was creeps? People hate the fact that these guys represent masculinity. And there is a war. I'm telling you, look, I believe it in my heart. I believe it in every fiber in my being that the worst thing that you can do is to be a masculine man. Every woman wants it, but society hates it. And so they're looking for an enemy, and there's no better target than a man that says, shut the fuck up, sit down. Ain't nobody trying to hear what you got to say. I don't care what you're saying. This is a conversation for men. Women these women nowadays, they don't even know what it feels like to be put inside of their place. And I will tell you this, it is a beautiful thing. You're going to feel good about it. You're going to feel good when the right man, and you're not going to even accept it unless it comes from the right man. Don't be that guy that try to humble a woman that don't like you, because there's a fine line between harassment and aggression. You know what I'm saying? She going to hear it from the guy that she like. She'll hear it. Girl, sit down. Sit down for a second. I got this. In that instance, it's going to be, if it's the guy that she like, it's going to be, let me cook for a minute. If it's the guy that she likes, him saying, sit down. Sit down for a second. I got this. Get back. Get behind me. Oh my God. He's so masculine. Oh man, look at this. He got it. Girl, I ain't lift a finger. I just stood back because I don't even want to know. I just want to go and do what I want to do. Just give me a bag. Give me a shopping. But if she don't like you and you say, girl, sit down, shut up. Who you talking to? I know you ain't talking to me. Don't nobody talk to me like that. Not even my own mama. It's a fine line between flirting and harassing. Flirting and harassing. It's the same rhetoric, same conversation. Two different people. She like one, she don't like the other one. One of them is flirting with her. The other one is decenter men. Dominant and controlling. Two the same thing, cut from a different cloth, depending on which side of the fence you on. See, look, check it out. When Zaddy say sit down, you sit down. See that? But you gotta be Zaddy. If you not Zaddy, and your name is Malik, let me tell you something. It's the difference between Anton and Malik. When Anton say sit down, you sit down. It's being mad. But if Malik say it, girl, you hear Malik? You hear Malik over there? Malik is probably one of the most disrespectful names that a mother could name you. Because it seems like a regular name, but it's not until a white person make a mistake and mispronounce your name that you feel inferior. Is that Malik? See, you can't mispronounce some names and feel inferior. If they call you Malik, man, that's Malik over there. Hey, Malik, is it Malik? Now you feel like they racist against you. All they did was call your name and mispronounce it. Hey, let's see what we got here. Susan, present. Jamie, Is it Jamie? Present. Is it Samantha? Can I call you Sam for short? Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. My mom called me Sam. Where's that black Malik at? Where's Malik with all black on? Oh, so you racist? Nah, you just be wearing black all the time. Is it Malik? It's Malik. It's Malik, dog. Oh, I'm sorry, Malik. Is it Malik? Malik? Okay, we got you. It's a racist name. It's a racist name. And then you put two-turn, Malik two-turn. That's not even a good name. That's not even a good rap name. It's not even a good rap name. Such a bad name. Such a horrible name. You're fucking Malik, bro. I ain't never gonna let nobody named Malik ever disrespect me. I'm a person that walks away from all confrontation. But if your name is Malik, I'm gonna be like, no, not Malik though. I could take it from you know what I'm saying? We gonna walk away from him. You know what I'm saying? The threat is too strong with him, but not a fucking Malik. Your shoes ain't even tied. Never. I'm never gonna walk away from Malik. And you got two turned? That's so gay. That's so gay. Where's Molly at? Is Molly in the chat? Yep, she sure is. I didn't even know Molly was in the chat. That's so gay. Malik two-turn? Don't worry, Malik. We gonna talk about you this live stream. This your day. This your day. You wanted to be front and center. You wanted to be the kid that acted out in class. You thought you were smarter than the rest of us. That's okay. We got you. We got you today, Malik. This is your day. All right? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And shout out to Malik. All right? This is day. This your day, big dog. You wanted to be the dude that sat front row at the comedy show and mess up and disrupt. You know that the comic had a certain amount of time. He had 15 minutes to get his jokes out so that we can move to the next subject, and you wanted to be disruptive. Okay. All right. Didn't take your medicine today. All right, I got you. I'm gonna teach you today. I'm gonna teach you the thing that your father never taught you, Malik. All right. Two-turn. And do not let this dude change his profile picture. Don't let him go get another burner account. Do not let him change his name. If he ever changes his name from being Malik two-turn, we gonna roast him. We gonna roast him all day. Every single time we come in here, we gonna roast him. Your name is Malik two-turn, no matter what you change your name to for the rest of your life. Always acting up like a little girl. Just like a little female, just a little girl every single day. Hey, Anton, come and pick me. I ain't never seen a dude before you get into the stream just always acting up. You know that's a female trait? That's a female trait. Women that always trying to get your attention, they hit you. Your father never taught you that, Malik? Oh, let me guess. He wasn't there for you, right? You don't know who he is. You had a stepfather that was strong in your life. That's my real dad never was there. I'm like LeBron James. Let me guess. Your lips black too, right? I got you. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. Anyways, let's continue to get on. No, he missing a tooth. No dental work, no nothing. Just all problems, all issues. Ladies, beware of all Maliks in your life. Now, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's continue on with the show. And don't tell your mama I abused you either, because I didn't do nothing to you. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Not my fault. Let's get into it. NBA Youngboy and Larry Hoover was pardoned and commuted by Trump yesterday. We're going to come back to Malik shortly. Why is this like this? Huh? Let's move over.
Larry Hoover is currently at the notorious Supermax prison in Colorado. His family hasn't been able to speak with him today to get his reaction to his commutation. Hoover still faces the remainder of a state prison sentence for murder, but his family is hoping for clemency from Governor Pritzker.
It's overwhelming. It's a long time coming, and we just want to hope it go all the way through.
The wife and son of Larry Hoover, after his 6 federal life sentences, were...
Do y'all see what he used to look like? We all gonna get old, y'all. We all gonna get old. This is what he used to look like.
Through.
The wife and son of Larry Hoover.
Y'all know that challenge that everybody be doing on the internet where they was like, yeah, you know, my mother or my father, they say that they used to slam, and then they show all of the old photos. Y'all keep glorifying this lifestyle that people are living, to where they out here doing all of the crime and stuff, and then they got to spend the rest of their life in prison, and they left the world with the worst situation, and that they created a whole gang and a whole environment and a whole culture that you can't kill now.
After a 6
and
federal...
Now this is what he looked like at the bottom. This is what he looked like at the bottom. It's messed up, ain't it? I don't want to live this life. I don't want to live this type of life. That ain't no type of life to live, y'all.
Life sentences were commuted by President Trump.
And he deserves redemption. He deserves a second chance at being a part of this community. And he could be a benefit to this community if they want him to be a benefit to this community.
Hoover co-founded the Chicago Gangster Disciples, and while behind bars for a 1973 murder, federal prosecutors say he continued to run the gang's prolific multi-state drug operations.
If Larry Hoover said there was going to be a killing, there was a killing.
Ron Safer was the lead federal prosecutor who secured Hoover's 1997 conviction for running a criminal enterprise behind bars.
I believe in redemption, but there are some crimes that are so horrific that they deserve the punishment to the full extent of the law.
As years passed, Hoover's case drew increasing attention, including from artists like Kanye West and Chance the Rapper.
And I gotta remind y'all that he was a political prisoner.
He is being held because he is a symbol, not because he needs further incarceration or he hasn't been rehabilitated.
The president's commutation only applies to Hoover's federal sentence. He still faces state prison time for which he's eligible for parole. Governor J.B. Pritzker can also offer clemency.
We know that Governor Pritzker believes in rehabilitation, redemption, and transformation, and he's done all of that.
A governor spokesperson declined to comment on Hoover's case, but said inmates seeking parole or clemency must petition the Illinois Prisoner Review Board, which makes parole decisions and issues recommendations to the governor regarding clemency.
I think he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. This was symbolic. This was because of the pardon czar. The pardon czar is the one that recommended him to be pardoned. I think that this is 100% symbolic. I don't think that he's ever getting out of jail. That's the stipulation. It's kind of sort of like if you ever catch a charge, let's say you do something that you wasn't supposed to do, right? And in order for them to try to convince you to take a plea deal or to try to convince you to, for them to make sure that you can't get out or whatever like that, they'll charge you with multiple different things, right? And so if you don't take a plea deal, but you get convicted of this thing, and then you get convicted of that thing, and then you can get convicted of this thing. Let's say you come back and they're able to prove your innocence with one of the convictions, but at the same time, you still got to deal with the other one. So they don't necessarily throw out all of the rest of the convictions. You still got to serve the rest of that time. This kind of reminds you of that. He commuted the sentence. He didn't pardon him, right? And so what happens is, even though federally he's not still held, from a state level, he still got to serve the rest of them 200 years. Still got to serve the rest of them 200 years. So now his family is coming out and they saying, listen, he served his time. He's rehabilitated. He needs to be back on the streets and all of this stuff. And that's a question for y'all. I can't determine whether or not people should or they shouldn't be back on the streets. I think that the people, the people that are affected the most they would probably have something to say about that. The people that lost their kids, the people whose kids are GDs in Chicago today, or somebody that lost their kid to gang violence, I would imagine that they probably feel a little bit differently. I would imagine that they feel a little bit different about this situation. Let's go over and let's see who he really was and what he did. This is what they had to say about him.
We begin with breaking news. He was once one of the most notorious gangsters in Chicago. Tonight, President Trump is commuting the federal sentence of Gangster Disciples co-founder Larry Hoover.
Suzanne Lemonnier is in our newsroom. Suzanne, this move doesn't mean he'll be getting out of prison.
Erica, Joe, legal experts see this as a potential hollow victory. Now, while Hoover may be released from federal prison, he still has a 200-year state sentence for which a parole board has already denied early release. In 1993, Hoover spoke to former CBS News Chicago reporter John Davis, and at that time, Hoover was 42 years old and had already served 20 years in prison.
I've done my time. I paid my debt to society.
That was Larry Hoover, more than 3 decades ago. At that time, the leader of the Gangster Disciples and convicted murderer told our John Davis he had a lot of time to think about ways to stop the gang violence on the streets of Chicago.
One teenager don't like the other teenager because the way he wears his hat, because his ideology is different from his.
Now remember, guys, what you seeing in this video is not who he is today. This is him a long decades ago. Who you see at the bottom of the screen right here, this is who he looks, what he looks like today.
A disciple don't like a vice lord. We all black people. It's no different.
At that time, Hoover, also known as King Larry, admitted being part of a fragile gang truce in the city and organizing a protest over plans to close health care clinics in African American neighborhoods. Ron Safer, the lead prosecutor in Hoover's federal trial, reacts to news Hoover's life sentence has been commuted by President Trump.
I was disappointed. I do not think that this is an appropriate end to the Larry Hoover story, at least the federal part of it.
Safer says Hoover was perhaps the most notorious criminal the state of Illinois has ever known.
He was convicted of running a continuing criminal enterprise that had approximately 30,000 members across 28 states, selling over $100 million worth of drugs in the state of Illinois alone each year.
And that was back in the 90s. That was back in the 90s.
Ran that entire operation with ruthless efficiency from prison, where he was serving a state sentence for double murder.
Safer also told us about Hoover being recorded, saying teenagers needed to sell drugs for his criminal organization. The recording was made a year after the Gangster Disciple leader was interviewed on CBS Chicago.
There was another tape where Larry Hoover said, "You have to share your drugs with these children." And I'm talking about 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, so that they can sell it and they can have something. And he said, make them know that with you, they are somebody. And without you, they are nobody.
Yeah. If he was on tape saying that, that's a little egregious. That's bad. That's bad. I'm not for it. Personally, when you think about culture, when you think about community, when you think about the things that we celebrate the most, and when I say that black culture is trash, I'm okay with him staying locked up. I'm cool with that. I don't have any problem with that. I don't think that J.B. Pritzker would ever release him, considering that it would probably affect his election chances of possibly running for president of the United States of America. And J.B. Pritzker would never do something that Trump did. If Trump commuted him, you think that J.B. Pritzker is going to align with the Trump administration and let him go? Not going to happen, fam. Not going to happen. This ain't no, oh man, he crashed from a drunk driving, or, you know what, I was just peddling a little trees or something like that. This is starting a whole movement that is still proliferating today. that they poisoned the minds of young kids and said, make sure that you give them drugs and tell them that they nothing without you and they everything with you. If that be true, because remember, this was way before some of our time. In the early 90s, I was still a teenager. I was what? I was born in 82. I wasn't even a teenager yet. Jovito says, how did he ruin the black community? He did not start the gang. It was the disciples, First Bloods, and Crips before GD. All right, we back now? Are we back yet? All right. Yes, and I do have Starlink now. It was delivered yesterday, and I will be hopefully messing around with that at some point tomorrow or something. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I did miss, it looks like I missed a few of the super chats, but hopefully I can catch a couple of them. Shout out to Just Christian says for the Wi-Fi fund. Tell me about it, bro. J Dub says, good morning, AD, and to the fellow chasers. Did you hear the story about the three teens shot and killed by a homeowner in Atlanta? The teens tried to rob him at gunpoint, and the homeowner shot and killed them, and the parents are trying to sue the homeowner. No accountability. I haven't seen that. Can you email that to me? I would love for you to email that to me. That would be helpful. See what this is right here. Yeah, they got to do better. They got to do better. I pay too much for this Wi-Fi. I pay so much money for my Wi-Fi. I pay for like the top business class Comcast Xfinity. They got to do better. They genuinely got to do better. For this location, I pay $300 and something for the Wi-Fi. I kid you not. I paid $300 and something for the Wi-Fi at this location. Let's see. My business, I paid $3 something for my business Wi-Fi. There's no reason why this should be happening, bro. Pay for the fastest speed you can possibly get. Dedicated connection. Upgrading stuff. They're always messing up something, bro. But you see, this is what I say when I say that stuff always happen. Like you can't control stuff. You got to control the controllables. Look at this. Let me share my screen really quickly. Don't make no sense. It just doesn't make sense. Paid $300 and something, $342 a month. For the business, the top, all of that. Every single month I get paid $342. Amazing, bro. Look at this. Every single month I pay my bill on time, but I can't get no stable connection and no stable service. What kind of nonsense is this, bro? Aggravates me. It really does. It does aggravate me. But I got the Starlink, so I'm gonna see what it does. I pay the highest one on purpose so that I can avoid these problems. This is the whole idea of it. But like I said, life be lifing, and then we'll figure it out from there. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Brothers Keeper says, do you have a Rumble? And are you interested in Rumble? I have a Rumble, but I don't know, man. I just don't feel like they offered me a big enough bag for me to actually try to convert my audience and having all of that over at Rumble. What the fuck is going on? Tardiness. Life be lifing. Hey, where you at? You at school?
Yeah, I'm in school.
What happened with this whole discipline thing? Huh?
What are you talking about?
I just got an email saying that you got to do a detention. Give me a second. I literally just got it. For tardiness. Huh?
How can I finish for tardiness if I don't even get here to get no tardiness?
Detention, a discipline referral. A discipline referral was submitted for you concerning a situation which occurred on 5/28. The incident was submitted as a tardiness, and a staff member who referred you is Michelle you know who that is, right? The consequence for this violation is before or after school detention and should be completed on 6/4.
Oh no, what?
Okay.
Wait, who is it? Wait, who is it? Not even a teacher.
She not a teacher?
No, that's not even a teacher.
Okay,
That's
well you need to.
literally one of the assistant administrators for the school. So
Okay.
how do I get a? That's okay.
Hey. You need to call and handle that, and then call me back and let me know what's going on.
How can I possibly get tardies if I'm not even?
Why are you asking me? I'm not there. You need to go and talk to her and find out what's going on.
What hour did I get a tardy for? What hour did I get a tardy for?
It doesn't say.
No, bro.
Okay, you need to talk to her and find out what's going on, and then call me back.
Well, I literally can't talk to her. She be all over the school.
Okay, well, what do you want me to call her? You want me to come up there? You got to find out what's going on because they're saying that you got to serve a detention.
Like, I'm not going to no detention. That's ridiculous. I don't do nothing wrong here. I don't know. That's actually gonna piss me off because I literally don't do anything here.
Okay. I love you. Bye. Life be lifing. Keep trying to tell y'all life be lifing. All right? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Yeah, I had to mute that part. All right, y'all. Let's continue on with the show. So, where was we at? What did we do? Larry Hoover? All right. Two inmates is still on the run. Listen, I live my life like an open book. I told y'all that I live my life like an open book. We all got problems, and so we figure it out as we go. You know what I'm saying? Two inmates are still on the run, and that not only are they hunting them down, but they are going after anybody that helps them. They're going after anybody that helps them. If you know any of these inmates and they ever call you Be careful if you answer the phone. If you get an unidentified, if y'all know any of these people, be careful answering the phone. If you get an unidentified phone call, they are prosecuting anybody that decides that they want to get involved with any of these inmates whatsoever. All right? Make sure I hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Look at me. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it, y'all.
After nearly 2 weeks on the run, 3 inmates who escaped a New Orleans jail, they are back behind bars. Police say an anonymous tip led to the capture of Lenton Van Buren in Baton Rouge around 6 last night. An hour later, about 400 miles away, 2 more inmates, Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald, were captured by Texas authorities after a high-speed chase. And the Louisiana State Police just posted this picture on social media showing the capture of Van Buren in Baton Rouge. She is seen being taken into custody on a Louisiana State Police helicopter and flown to a secure facility. CBS News reporter Katie Weiss is in New Orleans. And Katie, 8 inmates captured, 2 remain. What else do we know about them?
Well, at this time, we know that at least one of the men that's still at large, Derek Groves, he is convicted of murder. We know that the family of the victim in his case has even gone into hiding. They've been under protection for the last week since these men have remained at large. And they've even told our affiliate that they don't know what he's planning. They're really concerned for their safety.
Wow. What is the latest on the accused accomplices in this escape? Because several people have been arrested accused of helping those inmates.
Several people already arrested. We know 9 people are facing charges so far. And also we know that more people could be facing charges. In fact, a jail plumber so far has been arrested for allegedly helping the inmates to escape. We know that 5 of the accomplices who helped the inmates after.
How did the plumber not know that he would be arrested? How did the jail plumber not know? If somebody had to cut the water off in order for them to be able to escape, how did he not know that they was going to find out what the hell he was doing and pull the cameras to see everywhere he was inside of the prison and that he wouldn't then become a jail or an inmate or a prisoner himself? How did the plumber not know this?
The escape are accused of helping one of the men who was just caught last night, Van Buren. But that jail plumber, he's accused of helping the inmates actually rip a toilet from the wall so they could then crawl through a hole behind it and escape. And I'm told by several officials here in town that there's no way that just the plumber helped them make this happen, that there are likely several more arrests to come.
Wow. And Katie, you had the chance to speak with the DA in New Orleans about the ongoing investigation. What did they tell you?
Well, the DA is furious. He says there's still just a lot that just does not add up here. He's really pointing fingers at the sheriff, Susan Hudson, for her lack of response, for her slow response, for not notifying officials sooner the day that it happened. And then also he says at this point she's not fully cooperating with the investigation. He says several
they're trying
DNA
to say themselves.
and fingerprint results will be coming out this week. That will lead to potentially more arrests of employees, as I mentioned. But he says not all cards are off the table, even for potential charges against other higher level administrators within the sheriff's office.
Wow. So this case clearly not over yet.
Heads is rolling. Let me spin the block real quick and let me go over to this part of the section. These are some of the people. Do you see these women? Do you see these women? Shout out to all of our black women. I say it all the time. You don't have a woman issue. You got a confidence issue, big dog. What up to Fa Brown? You don't have a woman issue. You got a confidence issue. Anton, what do you mean I got a confidence issue? Look at these women that's getting arrested for helping these jailbirds. Look at the women that's in a relationship with the jailbirds. You don't have a woman issue, big dog. It's not that they hate you. It's not that they just single baby mamas. It's not any other talking points in real life. You seriously just not shooting your shot and you just go, you got a confidence issue, bro. Real talk. All of them. All of them. All shapes, all sizes, all different names, all of them. They are, y'all got to stop telling me that y'all got these high standards. Y'all are helping dudes that's in jail for murder. That's your baby daddy. You said Shorty on the right is decent, Rush King? And then they'll get with you and start having these high standards. They got bust down by the dude that's in prison, that's going to jail for life, for murder. And then they're going to come to you and say, you know what? God may help me to raise my standards. I'm different now. If you ain't six figures, I don't want to talk to you. Ma'am, you just answered the phone for Snoop. Y'all know Snoop and Baby Boy? Soon as he got out of jail, he kicked over your son's fort. I'm supposed to come in and fight this dude? Okay.
Manhunt also underway for the remaining 2 fugitives who escaped from that New Orleans jail nearly 2 weeks ago now. Police say they should be considered armed and dangerous. Let's bring in Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill for more on this. Madam Attorney General, thanks very much for being with us. So the 2 inmates who remain at large are Derek Groves, convicted of multiple murders. He was awaiting sentencing. To say that he is dangerous, would be an understatement. The other one is Antoine Massey. He's considered a bit of a Houdini by many people because he is a multiple escape artist. Are you confident that these 2 will be recaptured?
I'm absolutely confident that they will be recaptured, and we just are going to continue our very methodical work to get them back in custody. And we have been successful, and I'm confident that we will eventually have them back in custody.
This is the worst case scenario.
Considered to be armed and very dangerous. You can see from the charges that they were being held on and the convictions of Derek Groves that they are dangerous individuals.
So we had yesterday that dramatic video of the arrest of 2 of the escaped inmates in Texas. They were taken down by local authorities in Walker County, which is north of Houston. Quite dramatic video is at multiple gunpoint. They were dragged out of a car and taken back into custody, thankfully, with no bloodshed. But the fact that they got a few hundred miles away, that's
crazy.
Give you consideration that the 2 remaining fugitives may have gotten even further away, or do you think they could
one of the
still be
dudes
hanging
ain't got
around
nothing
Orleans
to lose,
Parish?
I guess. He figured he ain't got nothing to lose.
You know, there's always been the possibility that they have moved to another state. If they had some help. That vehicle that these individuals were driving was rented in New Orleans, as I appreciated, and driven to the Texas area around Houston. So they absolutely could be moving to other areas.
Yeah,
I alerted my colleagues in the states surrounding Louisiana immediately after the jailbreak to be on alert and to notify their law enforcement partners that these individuals could be coming to their states. And so we've been chasing down those leads from the very beginning to try and identify any known associates in states that may be neighbors of ours.
So a really interesting and I would also volunteer troubling aspect of all of this is that 14 people have been arrested so far for allegedly aiding and abetting the escape.
I said it from the very beginning. When this first started happening, I said, listen, it's going to be a whole lot of people and a whole lot of women that is going to get in trouble because of this. And lo and behold, they all fit the description. All of them. Even the ones that don't have no profile photo. And look, they putting up their mug shots. They not just saying, hey, this is the person. It's not the same. They're not pulling the picture off of your Instagram. Lanika, shout out to Lanika Van Buren. Diamond. I know what Diamond White look like. Dishanae, shout out to Dishanae. Patricia. So Lanika and Patricia got to be related because both of them got Van Buren at the end of their names. Angel, shout out to Angel. Tashania. Casey, Connie. We already talked about Corvante. And Courtney. It's bad, bro. It's bad. This is messed up. Y'all out here looking dusty out in these streets.
Itself or the escapees. Do you believe that these people were sympathetic to the escapees? Were they coerced?
No, they wasn't coerced.
You know, I think they were sympathetic. I mean, some of them are relatives of individuals who are escapees. One of them is, I think, a father of one of them. One may be a sister. Some of them are girlfriends or have, romantic relationships. I mean, these individuals are reaching out to people that they know and seeking assistance. And we are going to arrest and prosecute anyone who we find is assisting them.
I hope y'all heard that. Because this is not just about the inmates. This is about the company that you keep. If you surround yourself with the wrong type of people, at some point, they're going to put you to the test. They're going to test your loyalty. Because see, it's not all cool. I hate it when people tell me, or they tried to convince me and say, man, you know what? I just got to stay connected to the hood. Eventually, the hood is going to test you. They're going to test your resolve. They're going to test whether or not they feel like you snitching. They're going to test whether or not you really going to hold them down. They're going to test whether or not you're a real one. You can't keep hanging around because eventually you're going to get put to the test. That's just the way that it go. It don't matter who you with or who you around. At some point, somebody is going to call on you and they're going to say, hey, fam, I need you. Now, you're going to have to determine whether or not that person is supposed to be in your inner circle, because you don't want them to say, I need you for the wrong reasons. You want them to say, hey, I need you to give me a referral for a job. I need you to give me, connect me with the right people so that I can ultimately level up. Or, hey, do you know anybody in this particular industry? Because I'm trying to put this idea together. You want to be the glue that hold people together in a positive way. You don't want nobody to say, hey, I need you. Can you go and rent me a car because I'm on a run? This is a test. This is a lesson. I look at everything as a lesson. Everything is a lesson. Why do you have the wrong type of boyfriend? You know that when you talk to the dope boy, eventually, if you get in the car with him, it's always a possibility that you can get pulled over. I did a whole interview with a woman that almost did 10 years in prison. I did a whole interview on the Anton Daniels channel. When I was doing a whole lot of interviews, I did a whole, you know what? I had to fly to her city. She couldn't even come to Detroit. She was they still had to make sure that she was in the house at a certain, because she was just on parole. I had to fly to her city. During the interview process, you know what she said? She kept doing like this. I said, you good? Yeah, I just gotta make sure that I'm back home by a certain time, because if I don't, then my ankle monitor. Because she was in the car with the wrong dude that said that he loved her. That's the honest to God truth. She kept doing like this. How much longer are we going to be interviewing? That's the honest to God truth. I said, They say, Anton, you ain't real. I said, yes, I am. I'm real free. I'm real free. This ain't no life to live, y'all. I know they keep telling you that you ain't keeping it real. I know they keep telling you that you a sellout. I know they keep telling you that you're not holding it down from the hood that you from. Why you ain't going to go back and put more money in your community? I don't answer people like that no more. I don't answer Malik's. I never answer Malik two turns. I never answer Malik's. I don't. Ain't no way in the world that a Malik two-turn can tell me what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. He don't have his life together. You in prison, nigga. You can't hold me to a standard, and you don't even have no home. You in prison. What you mean? Yo, why you ain't holding it down for a real one? Nigga, didn't you just get out of jail? Do you hold your parole officer to that same standard? Are you telling them that they a sellout, or are you saying yes or no, sir? Don't hold me to no standard that you don't hold your parole officer to. If you don't talk to me with the same level of respect that you talk to the parole officer with. Don't sit here and talk to me like I'm the bad guy. He the person that's determining whether or not you're going to be free or not. I'm going to call your parole officer, Malik. I'm going to call your PO. Hey, I think he out a little later than he's supposed to be. Hey, is Malik supposed to be leaving the state? Parole officer going to say, Oh, thank you for calling me, Mr. Daniels. You know what? I didn't know if it was something wrong with his ankle monitor or what. Yeah, because you know what? I think he might be moving some work. You might want to get him pulled over. Malik said, oh, dog, why you hating on me? I was just trying to go to Cedar Point. I just wanted to take a quick trip over to Disney World. I wanted to take my daughter to go see Mickey Mouse. Why you hating on me? I'm sorry. Ma'am, can you call Child Protective Services and his baby mother? Because we have a missing child in the car, and he has already crossed state lines. I am familiar with his parole. His parole is saying that he is not supposed to be leaving the state. Is that true? Oh, he's not even supposed to be outside of a 100-mile radius? Oh, well, I know where he's at. I got an air tag on this car if you want to know where he's at. Is there a reward or, you know what? Don't even worry about the reward or bounty. I feel like I'm doing my civic duty to get Malik arrested and sent back to his rightful place. Because if he can't get himself together, then I'm going to need him to go back to prison and rethink his options. I'm not going to sit here and negotiate with you. I negotiate with your parole officer. You don't have the freedom that you think that you have. I don't talk to people that's dusty. I don't talk to pro-black culture people. I talk to their parole officers. I'm sorry. What did you say? Yeah, nigga, I got your parole officer on speed dial. And she chose me. She was a part of the I Choose You 2 tour. So you know I got her direct line. I ain't calling her office thing. I got her cell phone. She was on the I Choose You 2 tour. She a part of the team. She watching you in the chat right now, Malik.
So questions have been raised about the conditions in this jail. I mean, it's a fairly modern jail, but the fact that 10 of them were housed in the first floor instead of upper floors as protocol would demand, and the fact that they managed to get out en masse. We talked to former Sheriff Marlon Gusman, who ran that jail for 17 years. Here's what he told us yesterday.
We built this building.
Y'all want to know what movie it's from? I think Malik was from y'all don't want to know. The movie that I got that name from, I think it was Higher Learning. What is high? What is learning? What is high? What is learning? What is higher learning? When Remy was mad because he got beat up by Busta Rhymes and them, oh, this is, you know, that Malik over there? That's where I got it from, is Higher Learning. I think that's where I got it from, if I don't remember. They had the sickest soundtrack. Mr. Grimm had a song on a Higher Learning soundtrack. That song slapped. Let me download that right now because I'm gonna forget it. We can keep guys.
Security electronics with a lot of safety
Mr. Grimm
measures.
had this song called Endo Smoke. Whatever you do, young brother, you better not choke. What the endo smoke? Boom. Let me get that on my. I know I'm about to get that Higher Learning Higher soundtrack. I forgot about that. What is high? What is learning? I know Mr. Grimm had a song on there. He had a song called Situation Grimm. I don't know if that was a song. Let me get Mr. Grimm real quick.
And detection measures so that this wouldn't happen. And it never happened when I was sheriff in this building.
Oh,
so
it was on the
there were a
poetic
lot of
justice
systems in
soundtrack.
place.
I'm in the house. House. You know what I'm saying? But you get your Smoking on the sitting kind of high, sitting kind of cheese, feeling kind of fire. Oh yeah. Free from the chronic. Yeah. And don't smoke. Pass me the rock and take a toe. 3, 4, 5. I'm hitting real high. And my funky with the OG gangster slide. Hey, you know, inhale, exhale with my flow. Wait, one hand like this. The OGP13 times don't miss. All right, we got to get back to the show.
It's there to ensure something like this never happens. So what is going to happen now to ensure that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah, there's a lot of work underway in that regard. And I've been to the prison now twice to look at the facility and see some of the issues there. I mean, it's a 9-year-old building. Mm-hmm. It houses a population that is at least 60% violent, charged with violent felony offenses. And some people are there for lengthy periods of time. And by that, I mean 3 years or longer, 2 years or longer. Before they are convicted and moved to another location. So we have to address all of the kind of factors that play into the conditions at that jail. And that's part of what I've been doing by talking to everybody who has a part in that problem.
All right. Well, we'll keep on monitoring this story. Hopefully the remaining 2 inmates will be caught without bloodshed, and we'll see what you do in terms of getting that jail back in track so that 10 people don't escape at any time.
Yeah, there was a higher learning because Omar Epps' name was Malik. Omar Epps' name was Malik, and when they started going back and forth, he was getting mad at him, and he was talking about, yeah, that freaking Malik, that fucking Malik, I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. Yes, I remember it. Hold on, let me see. This is my country. Yeah. What is high? I'm gonna watch that tonight. Omar Epps' name was Malik. It was Malik. It was Malik. Tyra Banks actually did a really good job in that movie. Really, really good job. Make sure I hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of the super chats. And then we're gonna go on from there. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to Brothers Keeper. I appreciate you for holding us down. Abe the Hunter says, Comcast Business will even call you for an upgrade when you don't even contact them. Facts. Asking me if I want to upgrade to the better one. Hey, what's going on, babe?
So I found out.
You found out what happened?
Essentially. But you know.
Yeah, I know. I told you not to go to a certain time. Okay, exactly. I'll call him. I'll call him in about an hour. All right, bye. All right, let's continue. Let me see. Might be a mainline issue, AD. They always working on something and giving me a notification. Oh, your services have been fixed. Purple Haze says, you think it's due to all of the construction? Probably, maybe. Get the belt, AD says 392Q. Man, I'm aggravated. Steady Movement. What up, Steady Movement? Says, hey, Anton, I have a property in the Jefferson and Chalmers area looking for private lending for the Reno. Are you interested in private lending? Depends on what the pitch is. Let me see. Email me. Steady movement. Email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. And then I'm going to come and check out the property and I'm going to see what y'all got going on. 392Q says, some kids wish and needs they have that type of active father in their life like that. Fly Girl Candy says, what's the beef between Chicago and Detroit? My family went hard on me over the holiday for liking Trump and Detroit. Really? That may be because they've been tuned into the Anton Daniels channel and I've been holding them accountable. Listen, if Chicago had the amount of animosity towards their own mayor and their own city and their own officials as they had towards us, they might actually get somewhere. I'm going to tell you like this. Us in Detroit, we're not thinking about Chicago. I know what it is. It's because of Youngberg. Youngberg is the one that got this animosity between Chicago and Detroit. Y'all had y'all time, though. Chicago, y'all had y'all time. You got to admit y'all had y'all time. Y'all had one of the greatest rap groups of all time. Oh, no, that wasn't Chicago. That was that was Bone Thugs and Harmony over in East 99 up to my niggas. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Crazy Bone, Lazy Bone, Flesh, Wish. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, one of the greatest groups of all time. Y'all did have the offshoot group, though. Y'all had Crucial Conflict. We smoking on hay in the middle of the barn. But I do love, what was their name? The people that was with Twister. Who was it? Speed 9 Mobsters? Not Speed 9 Mobsters. The dude, Pope Pimp. P-I-M-P. Ology, but logically be learning these hoes biology. Do or Die. Shout out to Do or Die. I love Do or Die. Obviously, well, do you want to ride in the backseat of the caddy and chop it up with Do or Die? Y'all had y'all time. Kanye left y'all. Obama left y'all. Common, he over there in L.A. hanging around with Jennifer Hudson or whoever it is. Who he hanging out with? Common out there in the streets. Everybody left y'all. Nobody's Chance the Rapper. He got married and he retired. G Herbo. I think he was talking to what? Angel Reese or something like that. Y'all had y'all time, big dog. Y'all had y'all time. Chief Keef, he left and went to Los Angeles. King Von, he got locked up. Y'all got a bad rap sheet. Y'all got a horrible rap sheet over there in Chicago. Everybody can't survive in Chicago once they become successful. Have y'all noticed that? Y'all rappers don't survive in Chicago. Crucial Conflict, I seen them. They all big and out of shape trying to do a show. Hey, this is Crucial Conflict coming to a city near you. Because we're smoking on, hey, in the middle of the, I said, man, look at Crucial Conflict. Y'all didn't see what Crucial Conflict, give me a second. Did y'all see Crucial Conflict? I said, look at these Room 9 Crucial Conflict. Here it is. Yo, what up? This is Crucial Conflict. Y'all ain't see Crucial Conflict? It said, and go. I was looking at him the other day. I seen Crucial Conflict the other day. I promise you I did. Oh, I got to get the audio to this one. I got to get the audio to this one. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the audio to this one. Get the audio pulling.
Yo, what up? This Cole This Kilo. Wild Style. Never. And we go by the name of Crucial Conflict. And we'll see y'all May 3rd, baby. At the Infusion Lounge in Little Rock, Arkansas. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, pop on out. You know what I'm talking about.
Don't be these guys, okay? All right? Don't be... Don't do it. Don't do it. He walked off. And he walked into the camera like, we killed that dog. Hey, man. Hey.
Yo, what up? This Cold Hard. This Kilo. Wild Style. Never. And we go by the name of Crucial Conflict. And we'll see y'all May 3rd, baby. At the Infusion Lounge in Little Rock, Arkansas. You dig? You know what I'm talking about? Come on, pop on out. You know what I'm talking about. We gonna send it over.
Please don't start with me, Chicago. Please don't start with me, Chicago. I don't want to do this to y'all. I don't want to do this. It's Wild Style, and we gonna be in Little Rock, Arkansas, May 3rd. Crucial Conflict. Hey, man, kids, this is a PSA from your Uncle Anton. Get your education. Go into STEM. Be smart. Listen. You don't want to be a rapper. You don't want to be a singer. You don't want to do any of that. Get your education. Be smart. Go get a trade. HVAC, electrician, plumber, millwright. Become a software engineer, AI, machine learning, all of that. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do it, y'all. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, man. This is the last thing that you want to do. And I'm not hating on them. Get your money, big dog. I might have y'all perform at a birthday or something like that. I don't know. I'm not hating. I'm just bringing up what I've seen most recently from the Chi. What y'all got going on? Y'all asked me why Chicago hate Detroit. I would imagine this is why. I would imagine this is why. I seen this the other day, and I was thinking to myself, I got to earmark this one. For some reason in my head, I said, you know what? This is going to come back up. For whatever reason, this is going to come back up. I didn't know why. I didn't know why I was earmarking it. I never expected to go to Little Rock, Arkansas to come and hang out and go see Crucial Conflict. But I knew, for whatever reason, that this thing was going to come back up. Which one is Wild Style? To be known as Wild Style in your 50s, going in your 60s is crazy. It's crazy, fam. Get your degree. Get your degree. All right. That might be the issue. Thanks for saying that I needed to hear that. Not a woman issue, but a confidence issue. Facts, Keith. It's a confidence issue. Larissa Thompson, can you cover her story? I don't know what it is. What is Larissa Thompson's story, James? You got to tell me what it is, James. Wesley Turner in the building says, bro has a Brachiosaurus neck. What? What are you talking about? J Dub says, let me apologize to you and to the Chasers for being dusty. The 3 teens shot and killed in the Atlanta story was from 2019. I accept responsibility for not properly checking the date. Okay. Hey, listen, we all make mistakes, big dog. Mark the Guardian says, remember recently women were on social media telling lame dudes we have to step our game up. Prison guys is winning. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Eric Welf Harris says, AD, do the show and leave Malik alone. His mama gave him that name. Nope. He want to keep trolling, and so this is what you're going to get. I'm going to bring him to the front of the congregation for the whole. I told you it was going to be his time. Keith Murphy, the Unbeaten, says, to Elon point, what was point of y'all got to learn how to communicate effectively. Y'all keep talking about how y'all got all of these degrees in education. I'm going to read it exactly how you wrote it. That way the people that's listening don't think that I'm crazy. To Elon point, what was point of DOGE? If new bill is going to raise deficits, there's no logic. Well, we're going to cover that in the next part of the show. Thank you, Keith Murphy, the Unbeaten. Nope, Anti-Endo Smoke was on the Poetic Justice soundtrack. It's still slap. And I just downloaded it. Who remembers Sunny Spoon with Mario Van Peebles? Oh, man, y'all showing all of y'all age. What Dusty Smooth Brain Bubs looking mofo got Anton started today? Malik Two-Turn. Brothers Keeper says that song on that on Murder Was the Case skit was Snoop Dogg. Rage King Leo says, good morning, AD. Good morning, Rage King. Victor Williams says the last 2 weeks has been straight comedy on the Millionaire Morning Show and a roast of the Dusties. The show is changing. It's evolving. DJ Ace Production says, do you think that rap artists have an expiration date? Unlike rock artists that can seem to tour forever. I think that some of them have it. And some of them can tour for a long time. Jeezy has been touring forever and he still can tour the same album. First, I think you got to have a monster album, not a monster song. I think if you got a classic album, you'll be able to tour off that album forever. If you have a classic album, as long as you got a catalog, all rock stars, this is the thing that people don't understand. All rock stars don't get to tour like all of the rest of them. You're going to have the Aerosmiths. You're going to have, Nirvana, they lead singer Kurt Cobain, he died. You're going to have the Aerosmiths. You're going to have Led Zeppelins. You see what I'm saying? You're going to have those people. They have a catalog. They have a fan base that would allow for them to tour forever. 50 Cent. If he just did Get Rich or Die Trying, that whole album, hey man, this is the Get Rich or Die Trying 30th anniversary. He can tour that for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. If you got a catalog, you can tour. If you don't have a catalog, if you don't have a hit album, Jeezy got an unskippable album. Thug Motivation 101 is an unskippable album. There is no song on that album that is skippable. Not one song on that album is skippable. Get Rich or Die Trying is an unskippable album. It's an unskippable. East 1999 from Bone Thugs and Harmony is an unskippable album. If you have a catalog, you can tour. You can always. Nas' first two albums, Illmatic and It Was Written, unskippable. Both of them, unskippable forever. It's like having money in the bank. It's like having money in the bank. If you have a body of work, then you can tour. And so I think that some artists do have an expiration date because they dropped one, it didn't hit the way that they did what they were supposed to, and so that was the end of the conversation. 103 is Did you just say 103 was better than 101? You about to get timed out in a minute. 6 migrants killed her, Larissa Thompson. Okay, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to get into it. I ain't going to hold you. The Millionaire Kick It show might be down $30 million a day, but I'm at work falling out the chair right now. OKC. I told you I'm still betting on Indiana. I'm still betting on Indiana. Oh my God. Here go Quentin. Well, at least we know we're going to have Quentin in a good mood tonight. We know we're going to have Quentin in a good mood tonight because of what happened yesterday. All right. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like. It's a lot of people that got classic albums. ATLians, Stankonia, all of that. Even Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music from Outkast, classic album. Goody Mob got a classic album. It's a lot of great artists. E40, Hall of Game, E. Fonzarelli. I was listening to the Bumble yesterday. Yesterday in the car, in the 911. All right, y'all. Let's continue on with the show. We got to continue on with the show. We cannot continue to get distracted. Let me read some of these Cash Apps too. I want to acknowledge the people in the Cash Apps. They always hold us down. Shout out to Robert Banks. Says, where did you get the 80 mic logo on the mic? Actually, Class E Beats sent this to me. Class E Beats sent me the 80 mic logo. Class E Beats sent this to me. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. All right, y'all. Let's continue on with the show. We don't want to get too distracted. Where was we at? Inmates. Got to deal with Trump. Got to go over to Trump. All right. Elon Musk and Trump seems to have a little bit of a falling out from their bromance. This is why you don't want to get too connected with people too fast. You got to space it out. You don't want to become friends with somebody too fast. You don't want to get into a relationship with anybody too fast because the breakup could be massive. It reminds me of when on Facebook, when somebody switched their profile logo to in a relationship, and then they start showing they girlfriend or their boyfriend, and the next thing you know, they pictures disappear, and then it goes to it's complicated. It goes to it's complicated. It does. It does. It's a little bit, I think it's a little bit of a fallout. I think that they got differing opinions on what they was expecting, and the bromance is now a little bit ended. That's what I think is happening. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's get into it, y'all. So Elon Musk is now departing the Department of Government Efficiency, or Department of Government Efficiency. Is that it? Department of Government. Yeah, that's it. Department of Government Efficiency as a special employee, but DOGE will continue on and doing their work. Hold on, wait. Let me back up for a minute before we get into this. Let me back up for a minute. I said, and I might even pull up the live stream, I said, listen, completely unrelated. Listen to what I'm saying, and there's plenty of people in the chat because this wasn't even that long ago. I said that Vivek Ramaswamy was the smartest person in the room. I said that Vivek Ramaswamy was the smartest person in the room. People said, no, Anton, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, listen, Vivek Ramaswamy is J. Cole. He's J. Cole. Trump and Elon Musk was Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and they got together for their first and second album. They collaborated. They got together for their first and second album. Yes, Drake was on, did some songs with Kendrick Lamar. I bet y'all don't even know that. Some of y'all so green, y'all don't even know the history. They actually used to work together. They worked. I did. I sure did. I said it. Vivek Ramaswamy is J. Cole. And I talked about it. I said, listen, he see the writing on the wall way before this even happens. And when he was designated as co-CEO of the Department of Government Efficiency, he played his role, and then he quietly exited it. He did a couple of interviews, and then he said, okay, guys, can I get your endorsement for governor of Ohio? I want to run for governor of Ohio, guys. I think that they're going to do a great job. I love the Trump administration. I'm going to run for governor of Ohio as a Republican, and thank you guys for continuing to do things. I think the Trump administration is going to do great things. It's going to do great things. It's going to be doing great things. And right on cue. I am good. Man, give myself a round of applause. Give myself a round of applause because I was right again. No, I don't think it's that big of a break. I think that Elon Musk realized that he got to focus on what he set out to do in the first place, and he needs to step back from politics. And I said it back then. I said, if I was Elon Musk, I would not have gotten involved in politics because you basically force people to pick a side when it comes from a business perspective. I did multiple streams on this. I said it. And I told y'all I was going to come back and I was going to gloat about it. And here we are.
Now, Elon Musk leaving the Trump administration, ending his role as a special government employee. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, has more for us. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, Robin, good morning to you. And he was once considered one of the president's most powerful advisors, setting up offices on the White House campus, attending cabinet meetings. But Elon Musk is now leaving the administration and taking a swipe at the president's agenda on the way out. This morning, Elon Musk is out, stepping away from his role at the Department of Government Efficiency. Overnight, posting online, I would like to thank President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. For months, Musk has been working to slash agencies as a special government employee, attempting to cut trillions in federal spending, but facing resistance from the public, lawmakers, and members of Trump's cabinet. And in the last hours of working for the administration, Musk publicly breaking with the president on his massive spending bill, arguing it would undo their own efforts to shrink the federal government.
I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing.
And so that right there, that is a separation agreement. That's a separation agreement. Because the minute that you do an interview and you publicly speak negatively or you publicly disagree, that is a separation. And we all can relate. We just relate on a much smaller scale. If me and you are bros or we homies and you disagree with me and then you go publicly on another platform when we disagree and you say something negative about me, then that's where the public separation is. And that's where we split. That's the relationship is, it can never be the same after that. If we just going to be real, if we just going to keep it 100%, the minute that happens, it's never going to be the same. I would like to think that there's lots of people that disagree with people that's in the Trump administration. Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance is reported to be going back and forth with each other on a regular basis. I think that disagreement is healthy. I think that having your position, me having my position, and us arguing is healthy. I would like to see more productive disagreements in Congress between the Democrats and the Republicans instead of people just saying, well, I'm on this side and you on this side and I'm just going to be a social media star and y'all work on a spending bill. I would like to see more healthy dialogue and disagreement and then coming to a conclusion. But the minute that you start to say publicly or speak publicly, then I think that's where the separation agreement comes in.
President not publicly going after Musk, but arguing the bill couldn't cut too many programs in order to get it through the House.
Well, reactions, a lot of things. Number one, we have to get a lot of votes. We can't be cutting, we need to get a lot of support.
So what he's basically saying, let me translate it for y'all, because some of you guys will say, well, Trump didn't answer the question because Trump is specifically speaking to a question that a reporter asked him about Elon Musk publicly saying he didn't like that the spending bill didn't cut enough and that, it's a lot more in it than he would have loved to do it. And it undermines the work of the Department of Government Efficiency.
And we have a lot of support. We had to get it through the House.
The bill Republicans just pushed through the House, officially called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, does promise to slash federal spending by $1.5 trillion, with major cuts to Medicaid and food assistance programs. But the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office now estimates it will add $3.8 trillion to the national deficit over.
Now, what does this mean? Elon Musk is a businessman. Elon Musk is not a politician. I think that Elon Musk does not understand that his strong suit, as smart as he is, as rich as he is, and I'm in no position to ever say what Elon Musk should and shouldn't do. Let's be clear. I'm in no position whatsoever. All right. I'm just a lonely live streamer that's talking to a few thousand people on the internet, and we just having a conversation and a respectful dialogue. But respectfully, I believe that Elon Musk's strong suit is in a supportive role and making sure that he look at things from a business perspective. That's the thing that George Soros do. George Soros has manipulating politics since the beginning of time. And with Elon Musk, from his business perspective, 1 + 1 has to equal 2. Unless you Terrence Howard. 1 + 1 has to equal 2. So in Elon Musk's mind, he's probably saying, and I'm assuming, and this is based off of his interview that he recently did that said that he wanted more cuts. He's saying, listen, we need to cut spending. We don't need to make sure that we're investing more than we're spending. We know that we're trying to bring jobs back to the United States of America. We know we have to get things booming. We know we have to make sure that we get affordability in order. We know we need to build more homes. We know we need to have more investment inside of the United States of America. But at the same time, we need to be spending less than we're taking in. And so for him, it's very simple. 1 + 1 has to equal 2. 1 + 1 can't equal 5. It can't equal 5. Now, for Trump's perspective, and the way that he answered the question, what Trump is basically saying is, listen, even with Republicans controlling all 3 branches of government, there were still holdouts, and there is still a lot of people that are asking for a lot of things, And in order for us to pass this through, in order for us to get it done, we had to make some concessions. That's where the political side comes from. There were several Republicans that were being difficult, and that's why Trump had to go over to Capitol Hill and stump in favor of the bill and then go over and concede on some things, or maybe not cut as much as he wanted to, because at the same time he had to have investments in America, and in the way that he's trying to have investments in America is through the Department of Government Efficiency by finding the fraud, waste, and abuse that then reduces the amount of money that we have going to things that we don't need. Trump is saying we got to get these votes in order to get this bill through. We got to do something transformational. We got to invest in America, and we're going to have some temporary growth as far as how much the federal deficit is so that we can invest in America, so that we can generate more long-term and pay down the federal deficit. Because we got to do 2 and 3 things at the same time. And Elon Musk is saying, nah, 1 + 1 always got to equal 2. It can never equal 5. 1 + 1 is equal to 2. Trump is saying, and again, this is just my opinion, Trump is saying, hey, listen, we got to do more than one thing at the same time. We still got ways that we got to operate. And, you know, from a political perspective, this is what it takes to get done. Elon Musk is saying, we got to look at it completely from a business perspective. And I would imagine that Elon Musk probably feels some type of way. Why? My Tesla stock is up over 50% since I bought it at the down. Anybody that did not, you don't believe it. You don't believe fat meat is greasy. You don't believe fat meat is greedy. I told y'all. Remember when all of the Democrats was running around and saying stuff like, oh, no, you know, I'm glad we're going to bankrupt Elon Musk. Elon Musk is richer than ever before. Everybody that invested is richer than ever before, including the bag chasers. Richer than ever before. Positions. Let me find my positions. Meta. Oh, it's only up 39% right now. Total up since buying it is only up 39%. I take that back. I'm sorry. It wasn't 50%. It's 39%. Oh, that's not it. That's Meta. I'm up 39% in Meta. I'm sorry. I picked the wrong thing, y'all. 39% growth is in Meta. That is not that. Tesla is up 53%. My Tesla stock is up 53%. I messed up, y'all. I messed up. Yep, 53%. Bought it on March 19th, 2025. And I was just messing around because I was trying to incentivize y'all to do it yourself. I was trying to incentivize you to get it yourself. And no, you didn't want to do it. You didn't want to do it. Yep. Remember on March 9th, I just took a random $10,000 and I just bought it. I didn't even spend. We was just messing around. We literally, and I was just telling y'all, hey man, go and buy it. Took $10,000 and I just bought it just for the sake of doing it. It's up 53%. Here, I'll show you. I don't have no problem showing people stuff. Total gain, 53%. Spent $10,000, just bought it that day. This is this particular transaction. Spent $10,000 and I bought $10,000 worth of shares of Tesla. The total gain is $5,294 for one and $53 for the other one, a total gain of 53%. And I was just messing around. That was March 19th. We messed around. And made $5,000 off of that for no reason at all. Now, what we did in the bag chasers was a lot bigger and a lot more significant. And this is why you need to make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We're not talking about that. Abert, We know that DOGE was supposed to go on all the way up until July 4th of 2026. That is when DOGE is supposed to expire. Elon Musk was always supposed to be there for 6 months. Here's the problem. Elon Musk was not supposed to be criticizing Trump on his way out. Hello? Yeah, Master's calling. What's up, Ant? What's the word, big dog? Yep, this is the same number. I'm gonna call you right. I'm gonna call you about an hour. Give me 1 hour. All right, bet. All right, bye. Anyways, let's continue on with the show.
For the next 10 years. The bill has divided Republican lawmakers, and even the president says it's not perfect.
I'm not happy about certain aspects of it, but I'm thrilled by other aspects of it.
But Republicans back in their own home districts are now forced to defend the bill and other actions taken by the administration.
I am going to do the very best job I can on your behalf.
At a town hall in Nebraska, Republican Congressman Mike Flood admitting he wasn't aware of everything that was in the bill when he voted for it.
This provision was unknown to me when I...
All right, so let me move over a little bit. I want to deep dive a little bit more into this subject. And they saying that Elon Musk is saying farewell to DOGE.
So how about this? Elon Musk is stepping down from DOGE after months of leading the effort to cut billions of dollars in government waste. Musk announcing the move on X, saying, quote, as my scheduled time as a special government employee comes to an end, I would like to thank President Donald Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. The DOGE mission will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government. Lydia Moynihan is a financial correspondent for the New York Post, and she joins me now. Lydia, good morning to you. It's great to see you.
Great to be here.
A whole lot to reflect on here. And Elon Musk has said that cutting government waste was a real uphill battle for him. So now that he's going to the private sector, how much did he actually accomplish?
Yeah, it really is the end of an era here.
Sure
and of course, this is being spun as him basically stepping away from Trump. And in reality, this is in line with what he always was planning to do. And I think it's interesting kind of watching the way that Elon Musk operates, right? This is his strategy where he goes into whether it's Tesla or Neuralink or X and basically impacts the organization as much as he can in a matter of 100 days or however long he plans to be there. That's how he's able to keep all of these different companies in check.
Tony, you can short Tesla as much as you want. I've seen so many people. I've seen a dude that used to work with me at Comerica. He was a software engineer. He said, Anton, I'm going to short Tesla. I said, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. You're going to get your head cracked. It took him 2 years to recover from how much money he lost as a result of shorting Tesla. The one thing that I've learned is that you do not bet against Elon Musk. You do not bet against Elon Musk. Everybody that has bet against Elon Musk has lost. Everybody that has bet against Elon has lost. You are crazy. You are smoking crack. If you think you're betting against Tesla and you're going to profit, fam, you better off going to the casino and putting it all on red. You're better off going to the casino and putting it all on red. That's the dumbest thing that you could ever do, bro.
It's interesting when you speak with executives.
I can tell you 5 different companies that you should short before you even should consider shorting Tesla.
Aware of the fact that anytime you step into an organization, there's really a window of a matter of months where you can impact change. And so we are looking at, I think they stated publicly that they cut about $150 billion, which was below that estimated target. And yet you look at the impact that I think that will have when it actually comes to changing the way that each of these agencies and these governments operate. I'll also note he has put folks in place who will continue that work even after he's left. And the goal, again, was really to get all of this done from when Trump was inaugurated and then next July. That's really the window they have. But that's when you're doing something, when you're trying to make radical change, you kind of have to do it quickly, or otherwise it just gets stagnant.
Yeah, man, Elon Musk sure is a change maker, and he did do just that. According to DOGE, estimated cuts $175 billion, which amounts to a little over $1,000 per taxpayer, which is no small amount. So now the White House is sending some of the spending cuts to Congress to codify them, make them permanent. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, that's always the challenge. Obviously, Elon Musk is a very impressive individual, but how do you get a body like Congress Congress to agree to that. And I think that is where we're going to see sort of the rubber meet the road, because you're looking at what they say, obviously very significant when you talk about saving taxpayer money. That's so critical. And yet you're also looking at these huge deficits that are going to continue. So that's Elon Musk, I think, has done his part, fair to say. And so now
Ty, you don't believe that. You don't believe that. You don't even believe that. Don't even stop, Ty. Stop.
Really is up to Congress to think about making some of those bigger reforms.
Yeah, no doubt. And okay, so we learned yesterday that Elon Musk is not a really big fan of the big, beautiful bill. He said it could either be big or beautiful, but not both. Here is President Trump responding to that. Watch this.
I'm not happy about certain aspects of it, but I'm thrilled by other aspects of it. That's the way they go. It's very big. It's the big, beautiful bill. But the beautiful is because of all of the things we have. We're going to make people really be able to, we'll have the lowest tax rate we've ever had in the history of our country, and tremendous amounts of benefit are going to the middle income people of our country, low and middle income people of our country.
Yeah, so Elon Musk's criticism is that it adds to the deficit and undermines DOGE's efforts. What do you think about that, and how much influence do those comments have over Congress?
I'm surprised that Fox is even covering this.
I mean, it's getting negotiated in the Senate right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Elon Musk is aware that these entitlements really are costing the American taxpayer much more than the waste that he was focused on does. So to make that kind of reform where you are going to rein in the deficit, you will need to make those more dramatic cuts. And frankly, I don't know that congressional leaders who are elected every 2 years or those in the Senate every 6 years really have sort of the stamina or the courage to make those changes the way that Elon Musk did.
Yeah, well,
I agree. And to be honest with you, I do wish that we actually, we just have too big of a government. I wish we could just get rid of certain departments and all of that stuff. I do think that we need safeguards, but at the same time, I think that we are there's too many hands in the pot. There's too many people that's saying what they need. Too many Congress members, too many House members, too much. I do think that we need to cut our spending even more. I hate the fact that Democrats challenge Trump on every single thing that they are cutting. I love the fact that the Department of Government Efficiency is there. I guess we all can't get what we want necessarily, huh? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read a couple of super chats and then we're going to continue on with the show. You know, since these streams have become more enjoyable, they become longer. I used to be very, very, very steadfast about keeping it within the 2-hour mark. I don't really think about that anymore. But I think that one of the reasons that I was so focused on keeping the show within the 2-hour mark is because I knew that I had certain meetings that I had to go to for corporate America all the way up until the end of the year. Now, I feel like I'm getting into my groove. I get to talk about Malik. I just feel good. And Pravin looks very, very pretty on this picture. Appreciate Elon's effort, but as you see, we must print. Inflation is forever and Bitcoin is your only payout. Stay solvent and keep the faith. Yeah, I agree. Make sure you get a little bit of cryptocurrency. Moses King says, yo, AD, hear me out. Rename the morning show to the short bus. No, 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 no. And the kids next door, it fits the chaos perfectly. You know why I won't? You know why I won't rename the show? Because it took me 5 years to build up the name, the sweat equity in the name, the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm not giving that away. I'm not giving it away. I'm not giving it away. So it's too much sweat equity that went into building his name and his brand. So I love it. Johnny Tsunami says Elon's Doge roll was for 130 days. Pitting him against Trump is a media spin. Yeah, but he said what he said on his way out the door too. Let's not forget that. Jacoby says they still cool probably. Probably agreed to this for show, and to gain some of that public separation back from a business perspective. I agree. Up top, Cisco. Where's Malik Two-Turn? Is he still here? Doge needs to come to states like Maryland because the lack of leadership from the left is making the state horrible, forcing people to move out. Now, Maryland got to suffer. Y'all get Westmore. Mr. Youngblood City says Trump said to Elon, Well, my college track coach told me when I left, we're better with you, but we'll be fine without you. Rage King Leo is in the building, says, hey, Rage King said, I'm going to put a photo up there, but I'm not going to put a full photo up there. We need all of the ways gone. Lost them is just lazy. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Nah, we going to stay the Millionaire Morning Show. We going to rock out. What happened to Malik? Is Malik Two Turner still in here? All right, y'all. We got a choice here. I think I'm gonna go with option B though. All right. So I think I want to talk about this really quickly. Let me see if I can get this up here. This woman is saying that she is going back into nursing. Yeah, let's do that one. I like to do review videos sometimes. I'm gonna read y'all super chat shortly. A woman is saying that she's quitting nursing, and she's quitting social media and going back to work. For a long time, I had been seeing people come up with these videos where they was basically saying, listen, I'm quitting my job. I'm gonna be a full-time content creator. I'm gonna focus on that. I want to work for myself and all of this stuff. And it's so funny because now I see more people than ever. People are so flaky. And I'm not talking about her in particular. She got a lot of subscribers. And this is how you know that social media is hard. She has 461,000 subscribers. She ain't no slouch at all. 461,000 subscribers. Now, I haven't watched the video. I've seen the title. I feel like it's easier for us to be able to review it together. Her name is Dominique A. 461,000 subscribers. And she's saying that the influencer economy for her, in her opinion, is dead and that she's going back to nursing work allegedly. All right, so let's see if we can get into this and let's see if we can mine this out.
All right, y'all, so we're going to switch it up today. I was going to do a story time, but I had to...
Women love doing their hair in the camera. What is that?
Decided to go ahead and switch this up, and we're just going to do like a chit-chat update video, kind of talk about a few things. Current events, I guess you guys can say, right? Current events.
Y'all used to watch it. Y'all know who she is?
So I already did my brows. Y'all know how that goes. This unit, I'll leave a link for it in the cards, and down below is from Beauty Forever Hair. Now they got 3 different, this one, but I wanted to try these out. Like this one was like really like the at TJ Maxx. Yeah, so let's talk, guys. I feel like this conversation I'm having today with you guys was prompted by an email that I got recently, and there's really no format to the video, so I'm just gonna jaw jack and we're just gonna do our makeup and keep it pushing. Let me just put that disclaimer in here right now. We're just gonna jaw jack and get it together. So I got an email this weekend from a company. Obviously I have some hair videos to do. Let me restart this. You guys know I've been on here for about 15 years, right? My channel started in 2029. Wow. Oh, wow. My channel started in 2009, and in 2009 I started the channel just to like comment, because I think you needed to create a channel just to leave comments and stuff like that, or like, to have conversations with people. So I started the channel in 2009. Why am I having such a difficult time saying that? Kind of weird, creepy at the same time too. So I started the channel in 2009, and around that time, again, like I said this in every video, there wasn't that many people doing hair videos. There was a couple of girls doing it. I slid in there at the right time, and I guess you can consider me one of the OGs as well. I wouldn't consider myself as like the beginners, but I definitely came in at the right time. Now, y'all know I've been doing hair influencing for years now. Like, that's kind of been like my bread and butter on here. I'll be honest with you guys, like as a hair influencer and as someone that's been on YouTube for this long, my bread and butter comes from third-party revenue or sponsorships. It's been like that for me since day one. Well, not really. Like Google AdSense checks, they be good. There was a point on YouTube land where Google AdSense checks were really, really good. Like, and I mean really, really good. Like in the beginning, the prime, until they started trying to switch everything up, platform became oversaturated, so you kind of get lost in the algorithm. So I'm gonna be honest, as a influencer myself, my bread and butter is sponsorships. Like I'm not checking for no Google AdSense check. I'm not like looking for that Google's AdSense check because it's never been my base. It's never been my my bread and butter. Like it's not what pays my bills.
Most people that are content creators, whether you are on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all of that, their main and primary goal is to try to get their followers up, and so that they can try to do brand deals and get sponsorships. That's how they survive. That's how they pay their bills. That's where the majority of their income comes from. Most content creators are trying to get their followers up. That's why they're looking for likes in the algorithm and all of that, so that they can start to try to get sponsorships and brand deals. A lot of brand deals and sponsorships are drying up for a lot of people. I will say personally for me, AdSense has been, and if you're a bag chaser, you know I show you the numbers. I have no problem showing my numbers. It is probably, I don't want to say 50% of the revenue. I get some really good deals and some really good checks from Teach Henley. They really take care of me. All of that. But I will tell you that AdSense revenue has been up for me every single year. There has never been a year where I have not made at least 20%, 20 to 25% more minimum than the year before. So maybe it's just the way that you produce content. Maybe it's the way that you put out content. People keep saying, oh my God, it was the adpocalypse, or it was once so good. I consider myself an OG on here too. I've been doing YouTube for well over 10 years. And I will tell you that in AdSense revenue alone, we do millions. We do millions. So I would imagine that her audience and her brand was probably built in the earlier version when you didn't have to compete as hard. But today, in order for you to grow, you're going to have to separate yourself from the pack. Professor C says the economy is drying up. I disagree. I believe that the economy, the creator economy, if you know how to do it correctly, it just changes. It just evolves. But let's be very clear. It's booming. It's booming. Booming. It's booming. There is no shortage of money that is being made. If you know how to do it correctly, it's booming. But anyways, let me get back to her show.
So obviously I do hair videos, and that's my bread and butter. Like, and yeah, I've been doing this for years. I've been full time for like the last 8 years. Like I haven't gone to work for like 8 years now. I've been doing it straight up full time. So you can only imagine, like, it has to be good money. I'm a whole registered nurse, and I don't have to work as a registered nurse. And you guys already know registered nurses, they bring in money. So with that being said, y'all can obviously tell, like, you know, I'm doing well. Like
Suber says, you are in finance, Anton. Your rate is better than most. I'm in everything. I got multiple different channels. I talk about different things. I work my ass off, though. I look at this as it's a business. You know, when you look at it from how it is that you monetize and stuff like that, I look at it as a business. But at the same time, I genuinely enjoy what I do. Most people that get burnt out on content creation or YouTube or whatever, if they don't get the results that they want or whatever, they just quit. I love this. I could sit here and stream for 8 hours and talk and just do reviews and all of this stuff and talk about popular culture and go off on people. You got to be a different breed of person to evolve into what content creation is before. You can't just drop a video once a week or 2 or 3 times a week and that's the end of it without scaling up. You got to work. You got to truly enjoy it, and you got to evolve with the times. If you're not evolving, if you're not, you know, at some point growing in your brand, I've seen plenty of people that got a lot of subscribers fall off. I've seen plenty of people saying, oh, it's not what it used to be. Nothing is ever going to be what it used to be. It just evolves. Cars evolve, content evolve, businesses evolve. If you were still going with traditional media in a way that you advertise for your business, for people to come in your brick and mortar store, then you're going to fail. If you're not leveraging some form of social media marketing, if you're not leveraging influencer marketing, if you're not, you know, doing certain type of giveaways and all of that stuff, you're going to fail. If you're just interdependent on brick and mortar and the people that's in your community, you're just going to fail. And so everything evolves. If you're not evolving with the time, you see me when I was streaming, what was that? Friday or Monday. I don't remember what day it was, but I was streaming Friday or Monday, and I was telling y'all that I'm spending $150 a month for my subscription to Google's Ultra, right? Gemini Ultra, their Vero 3 program, and I'm all immersed in AI and studying it and looking at it, and we putting together short films and we working through it and all of this stuff. It's just an evolution, and eventually things change and people fall off or people thrive. It's always going to be a separation between the good and the bad. You know, some people like Eric D, he said that there is too low of a barrier to entry. I don't think so. Because eventually you're going to have to show and prove. It don't matter what it takes to get in the game. You're going to actually have to be able to produce content. And if you don't consistently produce content, if you're not a good content creator, and this ain't relevant to her because I've never seen her content before today, but if you don't evolve with the times, eventually you just you'll fade away. It don't matter how many subscribers you got.
Like, in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing really well. So I have the ability where I don't have to work as a nurse. Like, I just don't have to. Like, I can just do this and it'd be good. But again, times are changing. Times are changing. And I kind of feel like I had this feeling in January of 2025, the beginning of this year. Mind you, time is moving so fast. Like, we're almost at the half of the year. How is that fucking possible? Like, we're almost at the half of the year, y'all. Is that not crazy? So in the beginning of this year, I already had like this like little eerie feeling. Y'all know this orange man is in office and there's like all these new things happening, tariffs and stuff like that. They try to scare us about TikTok coming off. All this type of like, you know, fear mongering has been going on. And in the midst of the fear mongering, as someone like me who has like anxiety, you know, like I have ADHD, so you know I'm a procrastinator when it comes to stuff. I already knew in January that I need to figure something out. But again, with me, God always blesses me. Every single time I think like, oh, I gotta figure this out, God is always putting things in my pocket or putting things in my hand. So then I kind of like forget the goal that I had or what I need to start doing. So in the beginning of this year, I was talking to you guys about how I'm trying to prepare to pivot. And when I mean pivot in the sense that I need to go and pick up some shifts. Like, maybe I'm not about to sit here holding my glizzy in my hand and waiting for everything to fall apart. And I felt like last week a few days ago when I got this email, it was just kind of like one of those like, all right, girl, you gave it 5 months, guys. God gave you a couple of months to, you know, do what you have to do, whatever. But you have to pay attention to the time. So, again, I'm saying this for me. I don't know about anybody else. But I'm not the type of person to sit around and wait for things to crumble and fall. And again, like, I'm not in a bad position at all. But I just don't like to be behind. I don't want to be left behind. And I don't want to be sitting around waiting. And I'm just not that type of girl. So
sounds like she's honestly just observing it from the outside looking in, and as a person that's not familiar with her content, it sounds like she is a little bit worried and the money is not necessarily what it used to be. And before it becomes a problem, she's trying to be proactive and solve for it. And that's why she's saying that I might need to start going back to nursing and picking up some shifts. I can tell when the money start getting weird. That's what it sounds like. I can tell when the money starts to get weird. Her name is, you said, what's her name, Kiona? Her name is Dominique A. Dominique A. She has 461,000 subscribers as of the recording of this video.
The email that I got this past week was a package that I have coming in from a hair company. And again, the hair companies are my bread and butter. Like, that's how I make my money. It's sponsorship money. I get paid my money and I go about my business. You know what I'm saying? And it's good money. Like, I'll be transparent with you guys. Like, I work as a hair influencer, and obviously my channel is a mixed channel, so I do other types of content as well.
I'll see you, OG Rihanna. I didn't know you had a body like that. Might have to invite you to the I Choose You 2 tour. Okay, OG.
Vlogs, travel vlogs, stuff like that. But again, the most money that I make is through sponsorship. So in a single month with my sponsorship money, which is, like I said, my bread and butter, I can clear out about like $10K to $15K. On a good month, I can make $20,000. So,
oh, that's good money.
And that's, again, as a hair influencer, that's what I do.
That's good money. What's the problem?
So y'all get what I'm trying to say with this, right? So I got the email from the company, and you guys know that this orange man,
All right. It sounds like they just want to rant against Trump. I don't believe that she's going back to work. This is nonsense. 15 to 20K, and on a really, really great month, 25 to 30K, that's good money, fam. That you shouldn't be in a position where you feel like you got to go back to work with that good money. Nah, I'm not going for it, and I think they want to make an excuse about Trump and all of that. If that's what she really getting, if she getting that type of money, then she should be all right. She should be fine. A low month for me and just AdSense revenue will probably be about 100,000. A down month for two channels, for the Anton Daniels channel and for the Millionaire Morning Show channel, a bad month for me would be about 100,000. If she's getting 20, 15, 10, 15, $20,000, let's just say 15,000 a month on average, that's $180,000 a year. She should be all right. Yeah, Brittany, is clickbait. Yeah, that's why I said it. I seen your question. You said, what would you consider good money for? Oh, what would I consider good money for her? What you consider good money may not be good money for her. Okay, I got what you're saying, Professor. I thought you was asking me what I consider good money. Usually February is usually the slowest month of the year. When you start getting to the summer, you start scaling up into the 140s, 135, 140, 140, 150, 150, 160. By August, September, October, November, you're around, encroaching at $200,000 a month. And then that don't have nothing to do with brand deals, sponsorships, anything else that you got going on outside of that. So but that's good money. That's good money. You shouldn't need to get a job, and that's not what she's saying. You shouldn't need to get a job. So, yeah, she should be all right. She should be all right. She should be fine. If you can get over $150,000 a year doing content, you should be all right. I don't see no problem with that. We ain't even going to explore no more of this. If y'all want to go and check out our stuff and check out our channel, feel free to go and do so. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Maybe she can do both. Most people do have a spending problem. Yeah, 100,000. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why people are saying that the advertising revenue or the market and all of that stuff. That's why I can't wait to do the next Patreon live stream, because that is not true at all. Ain't even close to being true. Not even close to being true. I don't know what niche they in or whatever. You got to spend the money. You got to adjust and spend the money. Is it really? You think so? I don't know. Maybe I'm so disconnected. I don't know what's going on no more. I'm so disconnected. I don't know. I just want to get After Hours to over 100,000. Thank you to everybody that subscribed to After Hours. We've crossed over 80,000 subscribers. Yeah, you do, Swa. YouTube is paying way more. Way more. Shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel and all of that stuff. After Hours, we got it popping tonight. And we're going to get it popping. We're gonna do what we do. I don't understand the content creators that say that no, 100,000 a month, Zeroids. At least 100,000 a month. Congratulations to After Hours. Yeah, we not really talking about it yet. We want to wait till we get over the 100,000 on After Hours, and then we gonna pop it off. All right. Let me read some of the super chats, and then we're gonna get y'all up out of here for the day. Let me double check something real quick. People love After Hours. That has now become your favorite. Shout out to Chef G Rap. Says good afternoon and God bless to everybody. Shout out to Chef G Rap. Robert Banks says 80. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Shout out to Robert Banks. I appreciate you also. All right. I'm my next live stream. I'm gonna show y'all how to get that 100,000 plus a month. I need to check my AdSense now. I'm thinking about it. Let me double check my stuff. AdSense revenue for the last 2 channels. Yep, that's it. That is it. Nice little pretty number. It seemed like he should have cleared way more than 83,000 on Streamers University. Agent only cleared, I don't know, maybe he make more money on other stuff. I could show my numbers. I don't mind showing my numbers. Here, let me see something. I'll pull up my stuff. 100,000 lives. Listen, if you want to see it, then just say it. Just say you want to see what my numbers are. I'll show you my numbers. There's my numbers right there. There you go. That was in May. There you go. So that was from 2 channels in May. It's from the Anton Daniels and the Millionaire Morning Show channel. So there you go. I don't lie. I just teach people the game. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. The next live stream that we do is going to be based off of content creation. I'm going to show y'all how to get as much money as possible out of this shit. And so if it ain't about the money at the end of the day, then what we doing it for? All right. I want y'all to live the best lives possible. I'm going to continue to tell y'all and show y'all exactly how it is that y'all can run up a bag. And there's way more bags than that outside of it. Bigger bags than that outside of it. All right. I always show receipts. I don't have no problem showing my receipts. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tune in to After Hours tonight. Let me read a couple of more super chats. Underground, my dog Ty says DOGE is pointless after this $3 trillion bill. I don't think so, Ty. I don't think so. Anton, I think she might have a spending problem. I don't know. I can only go by what she said. Fi Brown says she ain't going back to nobody's work. She might pick up a shift or 2, but then as soon as they tell her to do something, she gonna say, I don't need this. Facts. It hit different when you really don't need it. Phoenix says she going back to work because she probably has student loans due and she would not mention that on YouTube. You think so? Nah, she should be all right. 100K Amazon warehouse got to be wrong field. Shout out to Rage King Leo. All right, y'all. Y'all go ahead and tune in to After Hours. Tonight, we're going to get it popping. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Nitty. Shout out to Nitty. Nitty says, I need a loan, big dog. No, you need to tune into the Patreon so I can teach you how to fend for yourself. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.